Good morning and welcome to the show. In my never-ending quest to find interesting people, I have stumbled on Dr. Tara Griffin, and we're here at the Emerald Coast Dental Sleep Medicine, not center, but Emerald Coast Dental Sleep Medicine.
Yes.
What exactly is dental sleep medicine? It's such a odd title for the layman.
It is an odd title, and people often ask us, do we put people to sleep to work on them and do their dental procedures?
Yes, that's
very common,
yeah.
yes. And we do not. We actually treat patients for snoring and sleep apnea problems.
Through dentistry and other...
Through dental appliances.
That's interesting. Now, how big of a problem is sleep apnea and sleeplessness?
Sleep apnea is a major epidemic worldwide, actually, not just in the United States. But in the United States, it's estimated that 40 million Americans have this chronic inflammatory disease, and 90% of those people have not even been diagnosed, and so they're not being treated for it. So it's a major problem.
Well, you see these ads on TV for all these sleep aids and things like that. Those can be dangerous. I mean, you read these anecdotal accounts of people sleepwalking and driving and doing all kinds of crazy things. You can correct that sleeplessness often,
yes,
with the procedures that you do here.
Yes, we can.
How does all that work? I mean, braces, I mean, what do you do? Is it an operation?
No, actually, it is a nighttime retainer. It's worn in the early evening and while you sleep at night. It is basically a specialized orthodontic type of appliance, so much like a retainer that you would have after braces, but it's specialized. And it helps to grow bone, straighten teeth, and actually remodel the airway non-surgically, so it enlarges the airway for you. And by doing that, it enhances your facial features. It can help with the pannus under the chin, the nasolabial folds, the things that often people come in for cosmetic procedures for me, as well, to improve these types of things.
Isn't that crazy? So just like you would get braces for your teeth, you can get braces for your, I guess, your soft palate and your face.
Yeah, absolutely. We remodel and balance and create symmetry, and so we can actually correct this non-surgically without any injections or in pain, and just in as little as 12 to 18 months for most people.
So say I come in here and I'm like, Doc, I can't sleep. I'm up and down all night long. Would you automatically do this to me, or would you
No, you can't work without a diagnosis. That's malpractice.
Yeah, I would imagine so. Yeah. Rhetorical question. But
no,
is this for everyone?
It's not for everyone. You have to screen your patients very carefully. We do have screening tools that we use, just asking patients about their medical history, what types of comorbidities and health problems they have, what their sleep history is like, and their sleepiness scale. How tired are they during the day? Because these are very common problems that are associated with that.
I'm retired military, and just about everybody I know who's retired military has some sort of sleep problem along the way.
Yes, it is very common. There are actually studies in the military to show that over 53% could be diagnosed with obstructive sleep apnea or insomnia. So we're aiming to help treat. I mean, you fight for our country, you deserve the best, and that's what we have to offer.
And the VA gives like a 50% disability for sleep apnea.
They do.
If you could cure that,
I know,
with these therapies.
Absolutely, and it's proven. It can be done in most, not all, but most people. In our practice, we have a 75% success rate in resolving sleep apnea. And when I say that, they come in with a diagnosis, they wear the appliance for a certain period of time, and when they retest, they have no appliance in their mouth, and then they have no sleep apnea as well. So these are underlying permanent changes that we make.
So it increases your I guess enhances your quality of life.
Absolutely.
You're safer and healthier for it on many different levels.
Yes.
And you could save us millions of dollars as a society.
Billions. Every year.
Yeah.
It could be saved.
Not to mention the public safety implications of driving tired and truckers.
Quality of life, the health, and all the other comorbidities associated with it. When you go to the root cause of the problem, which is what sleep apnea is for a lot of these problems, heart attack, stroke, diabetes, depression, anxiety, GERD, I mean, you name it, the list goes on and on. This has been clinically proven with evidence-based science that this is related to those things. And when you go to the root source of the problem and cure it or treat it or manage it, you can eliminate some of those other things drastically.
This is fascinating stuff, and I want to talk more about that on the other side of this break and our local weather. And we'll be right back after your local weather, brought to you by the West Pittman Law Firm, westpittmanlawfirm.com. Welcome back to the show. I'm here with Dr. Tara Griffin and one of her patients, David Crosby. Love your music, David.
Thank you.
No, I'm kidding. Same name, but different guy.
Yes, yes.
Now, you've been a patient of Dr. Griffin's for a while now, haven't you?
A couple of years, yes.
Yeah. Now, she was your dentist, right?
Right.
And then you noticed something about him, didn't you?
Yes. I noticed that your airway in your mouth was very crowded and restricted and small. And upon reviewing your medical history, that you had sleep apnea.
Yes.
And so asked him if he was having it treated. And he said that he was, but not very easily, and wasn't tolerating the treatment very well.
David, can I ask you what kind of treatment you were undergoing for your sleep
I
apnea?
was using a CPAP.
All right, so that's a big old gnarly machine that you've got to
Yes.
sleep with, and
Yes.
yeah, it's kind of bulky, not very comfortable, is
Well,
it?
I would start out in the evening. I would probably sleep for a few hours with it, I would assume. But by the time I woke up in the morning, it was usually off to the side. And so I really don't think I was getting the maximum effect.
Yeah, I would imagine not. Now, Dr. Griffin suited you up with some sort of appliance,
Yes.
apparently.
Yeah, it's an upper and lower dental appliance. It's almost like when I had braces, the dental appliance for that. And
So
I wore it for approximately a year, primarily in the evenings.
Uh-huh. So, Dr. Griffin, what was this appliance? I know we were talking off camera earlier. This thing, which looks a little like, I don't know what it looks like, braces almost.
It's a retainer. It's a specialized retainer.
Yeah, now this would go obviously up, on the top, and then this would, I guess, be adjusted over a period of time?
It is. It's adjusted about every 4 to 6 weeks. The patient comes back for a follow-up, and we make adjustments to it. And they also adjust it every few days as they're wearing it as well.
David, how is wearing this compared to wearing a CPAP at night?
It took a little time to get used to, just because the upper and the lower. But it's funny because after a while, I would actually, because it put some light pressure on, and I was actually look forward to that every night. It was almost a comfort factor when you start to fall asleep, having that pressure and having your mouth in that position. So I got used to it very quickly.
So you were breathing easier almost right away.
Almost right away.
Yeah, because it was like holding things
At
open
first,
for
I
you.
would still use the CPAP, but it got to the point where I really didn't need to after a while, and I don't use the CPAP at all anymore.
So how long did you have to wear this? Or are you still wearing it?
Well, I still wear it now, but the bulk of it was the primary part of it was like probably about a year.
You were in active treatment a year,
Yeah.
and now he's wearing it passively. It just to maintain what we were able to accomplish for him, and it's a wonderful anti-aging device. So it's great to maintain what we've developed.
Yeah, and it's
that way.
anti-aging because if you sleep better, you...
Well, it's anti-aging in that way, but also because we lose bone volume as we get older in the face and everywhere else in the body. Everyone starts to do that. And so
Don't I know it?
gravity takes over and pulls down. So this actually stays in there to stimulate that bone where it is so that it doesn't resorb the same way. And even though it's not actively being turned or adjusted, it's passive. And there are a lot of neurological responses with it. That's why you felt that way when it went in. We have a lot of control neurologically in the mouth.
David, what were some of the benefits that you felt over time with that?
I
More energy?
I definitely sleep better. I'm more awake in the morning. I don't feel like I need a nap first thing. I don't have headaches sometimes in the morning. I have more energy throughout the day, which is nice. I'm not as irritable as sometimes.
You seem like a nice guy. I can't imagine you cranky. Jeez.
That's my coworkers. But anyway,
I'm going to do that next. Right after this, I'm going to your work. No, I'm only kidding.
but I sleep much better. I am in a better mood. It is. I breathe much better too. It's almost like I have more capacity to breathe, and so I do sleep. And I think it's been a huge improvement. I wish I'd have done it a long time ago.
You feel like you're getting a little more oxygen to your brain nowadays?
Absolutely. I don't have the afternoon sleepies as typical. As I'm kind of a desk worker, and sometimes you get that, and I don't have that tendency.
Yeah, I used to do that.
Nodding off as much.
After lunch, I was looking for a siesta.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't have that feeling as much or nearly at all anymore.
Now, Dr. Griffin, you've actually used these devices yourself, haven't you?
I have, yes. I was presenting with daytime fatigue. I thought that it was because I work the way that I do, nonstop. I was also clenching and grinding my teeth and using a normal night guard for that. But I didn't realize until I learned about this appliance and what it does that there are other things going on that can make you become tired. I went through a sleep test. I did not have sleep apnea, but I had upper airway resistance syndrome, which is a small, narrow airway. And most women present with that problem. I had TMJ problems. I had chronic head and neck pain. And, those are the types of things that this appliance can treat.
This is amazing stuff, and it's so interesting. We're going to drill down more into that after this break. And now off to your Mad Hatter Minute.
Hi, I'm David Lovett, and this is your Mad Hatter Minute. engine coolant, brake fluid, power steering fluid are all very important fluids that need to be changed. But the fluid that gets the least amount of respect but is the most important that needs to be done is the transmission fluid. Transmission fluid is a slippery liquid that lubricates all the moving parts of the internal transmission. In an automatic transmission, the fluid also acts as a coolant for the transmission. There are a variety of different fluids for automatic transmission. Shockingly, these fluids are called automatic transmission fluid. There are several different types. My best recommendation is to take the manufacturer's recommendation of what type of fluid to use in the transmission. Changing the automatic transmission fluid can be a messy process. First, you have to have access to the underbelly of the car. Secondly, you need to remove the transmission pan to gain access to the transmission filter. The transmission filter should always be replaced when changing the transmission fluid. Not changing the transmission filter is similar to changing your oil without changing the engine oil filter. You're cycling all the dirty contaminants right back into the transmission. How often should you change your transmission fluid? Well, it varies from manufacturer to manufacturer, but typically the manufacturer recommends every 30 to 60,000 miles. Check with your trusted local auto repair facility for them to give you the details. I am David Lovett, and that has been your Mad Hatter Minute.
Hey folks, this is Joshua Brown with Mad Hatter on 23rd Street. Is your check engine light on? If it is, text MADHAT28, that's MADHAT28, to 24247 and we'll check it for free.
Welcome back to the show. I'm here with Dr. Tara Griffin at Emerald Coast Dental Sleep Medicine. And what is this room here, doctor?
This is our in-house lab facility where we make our appliances.
Now I see you've got all the tools of the trade here.
Yes.
And you make these type things. Now I understand that these are just models for demonstration, but what does this thing do?
This is actually an appliance that brings the jaw forward at night and splints the airway open to help manage snoring and sleep apnea for patients.
Wow, that's interesting. Now, this is the one we talked about that David had used to open up his palate a little more, is
Yes, and open up his airway.
And his airway. Now, and something like this purple device here, what all does this do?
Again, it is very similar to this one, as it brings the jaw forward at night while you sleep and splints the airway open. So typically what will happen is the jaw will fall back. This is the lower jaw, and it'll fall back like that when the muscles relax. And the airway is here, and so the tongue falls back and blocks the airway. So with these, they're custom-made appliances. They're adjustable on either side, so it allows the patient to come forward and be in a position. And the little shark fins here keep the jaw from falling back. So again, it's a similar type of device. These manage snoring and sleep apnea for patients, and the difference is this helps to resolve it and potentially cure it or
so
treat
these
it.
just manage it, but this fixes it.
That fixes it.
This might get you through the night, but this will get you through life.
Yes.
If you wear it properly and follow instructions.
Yes.
This is just amazing stuff. So every piece is custom made for the patient.
These
per
are
your
not made here
specification.
in our lab, but these are. We're a
I see.
specialized lab just for that type of appliance.
This is amazing stuff. We've got to run off to yet another break, but on the other side of that, let's explore this place. I'm fascinated. I'll be right back after these messages. Welcome back to the show. I'm here at Emerald Coast Dental Sleep Medicine with Dr. Tara Griffin and Geraldine Griffiths. Geraldine, you're a patient of Dr. Griffiths.
Yes,
What was your problem? Were you having sleeplessness as well, or snoring, or what was your...
I was having sleeplessness and tiredness and headaches, lots of headaches, and she has just given me so much more energy. I have 5 grandchildren, and now I can play with them and do whatever I need. I don't have to take a nap in the middle of the afternoon anymore. It's just changed my life.
What's that like? I take a nap every afternoon.
I know, it's wonderful.
You can be so much more productive when you're not sleeping. How about that? It's funny the way that works, eh, doctor?
Yes,
Yeah, and I guess you fitted her with a similar appliance.
I did. She's in a corrective type of appliance, DNA appliance, and she wears it at night while she sleeps, and we're on the way to helping to correct her problem.
That's awesome. That is awesome stuff. Now if I suspect I have a problem, can I come see you for sleep or just for dentistry, or how does that work?
Yes, absolutely. I have two separate businesses, actually.
Uh-huh.
I have Emerald Coast Dental Spa, and I have Emerald Coast Dental Sleep Medicine. Dental Sleep Medicine is at 3129 Thomas Drive, right here in Lagoon Plaza next to Annie's Flower Power Bakery.
Yeah.
And this is our new office location. We've actually just moved into this location this week. And, you know, most importantly, the reason, my vision for what I'm doing here is I want to revolutionize healthcare in America through the treatment of and diagnosis of snoring and sleep apnea. So that's what we want to do starting right here in Bay County.
Okay, and you're just going to do that one patient at a time,
One
I
patient at a
suppose.
time, absolutely.
And
As many as it takes.
And Geraldine's living proof that this actually this works.
Oh, yes.
This is amazing stuff.
Yes, it does.
So, you
And
know,
I was a little skeptical, but I'm going to tell you, it's,
so you would recommend it?
oh, yes.
Yeah, and
Very
and
much
our
so.
rock star Crosby. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He recommends it as
Yes,
well.
he does.
Well, thanks so much for letting us get a peek behind the scenes
Thank
here,
you for
Dr.
coming.
Griffin. It was a pleasure meeting you.
You too.
And Geraldine, best of luck to
Oh,
you.
thank
And
you.
we'll see you guys next time. Welcome back to the show, and a special thanks to Dr. Tara Griffin for giving us a behind-the-scenes look at Emerald Coast Dental Sleep Medicine. And now to Madison with Live 850. Madison, our gal about town, our bon vivant and toast of the town.
Yeah.
What is, what's going on this weekend?
Today is Friday Fest, and it's going to be the same thing down at downtown. And the summer concert series at Pier Park is continuing on Saturday. There's going to be music and everything, free concert outside. And then Wednesday, Camp St. Helen is having an outdoor movie theater type thing, and they're playing like family movies and having a little like
Camp
campfire.
Helen? How cool is that?
Yeah.
That's like the old time drive-ins almost. You
Yeah,
know?
except no cars. Everyone's just sitting outside.
Yeah, why not? Bring a lawn chair, right?
Yeah. And then we have next Friday is the Rocky Horror Show.
The Rocky Horror Picture Show. You're
Yeah.
probably a little too young to remember that.
I don't know it at all. I have no idea. so I
Well, you're
forgot.
probably better off. But it is a cult classic.
Yeah.
And I remember going to see that when I was about your age
Yeah.
in another city. I think I was stationed out in Seattle at the time. But you have to bring stuff with you when you go to a Rocky Horror Picture Show.
What do you have to bring?
It's an audience participation movie. So you've got to bring a water pistol and some toast and rice, because there's a wedding there, and people dress up, and it's kind of crazy.
I've never seen it. But it's going to be
Avoid
a
it at all
kaleidoscope
costs.
theater.
No, it's a
Yeah.
lot of fun if you're like dressing in drag. Anyway.
Yep. So that's next Friday at Kaleidoscope Theater, and that's about it for this week.
All right, well, and of course, if you want to know what's going on around town, go to this handy app, the Live 850. So if you live in the 850 area code, that's the app to have on your phone. Now, how do we get this app?
Just download it on any Android or iPhone. It's in the App Store for free, and type in Live 850, and it'll probably be the first thing that pops up.
Yeah, and you've got live music on here. We've got events, and we have the Live 850 VIP feature. What's that all about?
That's the discounts and everything. If you get your wristband on and go to any of the stores or anything like that, the concerts and everything, you get free and discounted stuff from everything around town. And that's about it.
Okay, and you get that little band. Hey, can you toss me that band? Yep, you get this little band right here. Thanks, Jeff. Magically, it fell from the sky. You get a discount if you wear this at any of the VIP sites.
Yep.
Well, thanks so much, Madison, for coming on the show. And another little app, a little piece of this app that people need to know about is this Instagram portion. So if you're at one of these places and it's really cool, take some pictures, post it to Instagram, and we could all see what's going on there before we show up, which is kind of cool. Thanks for getting us up to date, Madison.
Thank you.
All right, and you have a great weekend. And now for the musical stylings of Kaylee Jackson. Take it away.